Factual, unbiased, 100% accurate, 2025, 2026, NFL running back tier list. Now, keep in mind, this tier list, this one here, does not have the new rookies, but I do have a tier list for all of the incoming running backs. So we're going to cover all of our bases, don't worry. Let's kick this off. If I'm being honest, S tier should only ever have one player in it because they're in a league of their own. I usually don't do that because I'm too scared to have an opinion because my YouTube audience all graduated from Harvard with a degree in ball knowledge, but this is truly one of the only position groups that I think has an actual clear-cut S tier player that nobody else is in his league. I think Saquon Barkley is truly in a league of his own as a running back. I think if Derrick Henry was 4 years younger, I might put him up here with Saquon. I think if Christian McCaffrey was 4 years younger, I might put him up there too. But as it stands, Saquon Barkley is the only S tier running back in the NFL. Now, as far as the A tier goes, I think the guys that are closest to getting on Saquon's level, Bijan Robinson, I think, is actually the only guy who's closest. I think Jahmyr Gibbs is relatively close too. I know, this is as a Lions fan. I think Jahmyr Gibbs absolutely deserves A tier, but I do think that Bijan is kind of on a different planet than Jahmyr, and then Saquon's even on a different planet than Bijan. Give Bijan like 2-3 years, stay healthy, he'll be on Saquon's level. Only other guys that go in this tier are Derrick Henry and McCaffrey. Now, when we talk about Ashton Jeanty, I think things are a little funky here because obviously out of rookies, Ashton Jeanty is the only S tier running back. I don't think anyone is close to Ashton Jeanty out of the upcoming rookies, but where would Ashton Jeanty go here? I would immediately put Ashton Jeanty in A tier. What he did at Boise State is crazy. If Ashton Jeanty flops in the league, I will be so shocked. Ashton Jeanty is disgustingly good, and the running back position is so interchangeable. Outside of Derrick Henry, probably Christian McCaffrey, outside of these two guys, you don't really defy the age thing. NFL teams cycle running backs in and out 24/7. They just want the young guy with the fresh legs who can run straight and doesn't have, like, arthritis in his knees. Sorry, Todd Gurley. I don't know why Todd Gurley just caught a stray, but you know what I'm saying. Pretend for a second that Jalen Warren is Ashton Jeanty. This is how this would look. I would have Ashton Jeanty right here. But Ashton Jeanty obviously is getting S tier out of the rooks. Let's start working on B tier. You know, it feels so wrong to put a guy like Alvin Kamara in B tier. It just isn't the same Alvin Kamara. I hate to say it, but it's not the same Alvin Kamara. Honestly, there's a world where this is McCaffrey too because McCaffrey is coming off that injury. I still think McCaffrey is going to be incredible. I got to keep him in A tier, but Kamara's lost a step or two. Aaron Jones, okay. Aaron Jones is 30 years old. Aaron Jones is coming off career highs in snap counts, and Jordan Mason is now in Minnesota. I would be so shocked if Aaron Jones is a highly productive running back this year. I still think he's good. I still think he's B tier. I don't see how he could even possibly compete with these guys. Like, here's the thing. I hate to put these guys in B tier, but the A tier running backs are that good, and I can't put them on Saquon's level. All right, fine. I'm a giant pussy. Here's what I'm doing. I'm just a giant cop-out pussy, and I have to change my tampon after this video, but just fucking hear me out. This is more accurate. This is more what I'm trying to say. This is more what I'm trying to say. Saquon Barkley, if I'm starting a franchise and I'm picking a running back, I'm picking Saquon Barkley over literally anybody. And it's not close. I'm taking Saquon Barkley. After that, these four guys, I would be ecstatic with any of them. Obviously, if you're starting a franchise, you want the younger guys. You probably want Bijan or Jahmyr. But Derrick Henry is like playing at the top of his game. And Christian McCaffrey, we got to see how he comes back from the injury. But Christian McCaffrey is unbelievable when he actually can play football. So, okay, let's keep working on A tier. I think Breece Hall should be a high A tier. I'm taking Breece Hall over both these guys right now. Dude, it feels so bad to say that about Alvin Kamara because he's just such a dog, but I gotta do it. Who else is true A tier? Kyron Williams is A tier, higher A tier. Jonathan Taylor is absolutely high A tier. Josh Jacobs is a high A tier. Achan's a high A tier. Who else in here is a high A tier? I don't know that anybody else is a high A tier. Kenneth Walker. I'm a little biased, but Kenneth Walker is really good. I actually really like how this looks. I really like how this looks. Kind of in that order, too. All right, let's work on some B tier, guys. Jalen Warren. Jalen Warren's a good B tier. Jalen Warren has actually been really productive behind Najee Harris in Pittsburgh. I think Jalen Warren, unfortunately, has been beholden to Pittsburgh's very ineffective offense over the last, 3-4 years. He's technically RB1, but they drafted Caleb Johnson out of Iowa, so it should be a position battle for RB1. I assume it's going to be Jalen Jaylen Warren. I still don't think he's going to be that productive. I think Brian Robinson shows signs of being kind of productive, but nothing crazy either. I have to put David Montgomery in A tier. I think the best running back duo in the league is Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery. I don't even think it's particularly close. I think Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery are the best running back duo in the league. But I do think Jahmyr Gibbs has a little bit more explosiveness than David Montgomery. And that's just because David Montgomery's been in the league a hell of a lot longer. So I can't put them in the same tier. Although Sonic and Knuckles, I want to put them in the same tier. I can't. I'd put David Montgomery A. More B tier guys. Honest to God, I think Isaiah Pacheco is completely overhyped. I think he has a very interesting running style, and I do like Isaiah Pacheco, but I just think I think he's lucky that he's on the Chiefs, and people overhype how good he is. I think I would take all of these running backs before I took Isaiah Pacheco on my team. James Cook is probably a high A tier running back. I'm tempted to put him in B tier, but I'm gonna put James Cook here in A. Mixon is A as well. Mixon is nice. Mixon is still nice. I'm going to put Najee in B. I think Najee Harris lost a step. I think Najee Harris has lost a serious step. Like, Joe Mixon has 2, but I still like Joe Mixon more. Najee Harris, I don't know, some games he goes out there and you're like, holy shit, did this guy take a fucking perk 30 at half? Like, he looks like a freak. And then other times you're actually watching Najee Harris like, dude, you're running at 60%. You are seriously not trying to advance the football. Corum is like, Blake Corum could be good. He really just doesn't have the reps yet. I'm going to put him in B tier for now, but I don't know. I can't evaluate Blake Corum very well. I think Swift is big washed. I think DeAndre Swift was a swing and a miss for the Detroit Lions when we drafted him. I think DeAndre Swift, when he was on the Eagles, was still not that productive. And then you put an actual S-tier running back in that Eagles offense, and then you go, oh shit, Saquon Barkley just broke the NFL all-time record? I will say, the running back position is so dependent on your offensive line and your scheme. When a guy like Saquon Barkley is actually productive on the New York Giants, who have a dog shit scheme and a dog shit O-line when he was there, that's why he's so generational. And then you stick him in the best scheme and the best offense, and he breaks every record. I think the rest of these guys are the same. I mean, Derrick Henry is obviously benefiting right now from the Ravens scheme and offense, but Derrick Henry was carrying the Titans forever. Christian McCaffrey was carrying the Panthers forever. I don't know, it's hard to say. It's not like Jahmyr Gibbs is carrying the Lions. He has benefited from a really good scheme. I think this will be a good test. You know, we don't have Ben Johnson anymore, so this will be a good test for Jahmyr Gibbs. And then Bijan Robinson has been productive literally no matter what Atlanta does. Whether Atlanta's got Arthur Smith back there being an idiot or like actually effectively using him, it doesn't even matter. He's productive. So I actually, dude, I fucking love how this tier list looks right now. Rashad White, I'm sorry, buddy, but it's Bucky Irving season, which I can't help but notice that Cucky Irving is not in here. How is my boy Bucky Irving not? Okay, pretend Bucky Irving was in here, he'd be A. I'd put him high A tier. So pretend Rashad White is Bucky Irving, he goes there. But Rashad White can take C. Zeke Elliott gets D. I am a hater. I am straight up a hater. When Zeke came into the league, he was so good. He is like the perfect litmus test of like how running backs fall off. He has, if you look at him, he hits his first year, he hits his peak, and then he goes in productivity every single year. Like, on the money, he loses like 20 rush yards per game every year. Hold up, let's look it up. All right, here's Ezekiel Elliott yards per carry average. Here's his first year in the league with the Cowboys. 1,600 yards, 15 touchdowns. Rookie Ezekiel Elliott, 1,600 yards, 15. Okay, next season, he's injured. He only plays 10 games. He averages 4.1 yards per carry. He comes back, and he plays a full 15 games. 4.7, 4.5, 4.0, 4.2, 3.8, 3.5, 3.1. It's not even his fault. It's not like Ezekiel Elliott is bad. In fact, these averages are great. Like this season, this 2021 season, this is a great season. 1,000 yards, 4.2 yards per carry, 10 touchdowns. It's just what happens to running backs. They're so reliant. There's a degree of IQ at the running back position, but there's just not that much. At the quarterback position, there is an incredibly high level of IQ that supersedes your athleticism. Tom Brady was, he proved that. There's only so much you can do. You can know everything, but you can't fucking hit the gap and run someone over. You're just not going to be a productive running back. Where do you put Nick Chubb? I don't think Nick Chubb's really going to play this year. I think Jerome Ford has proven to be really good. I think they've now got Quinshon Judkins back there, and they got Dylan Sampson out of Tennessee. I don't think Nick Chubb's really going to play. I think James Conner can go right here in B tier. He's still solid, but that's it. Gus Edwards is solid. Javonte is solid. Brooks is solid. He could still prove himself. Mostert is solid. I really don't like Ramondre Stevenson. I almost want to put him in C tier. Pollard is okay. Etienne is okay. I don't know what the hell Benson or Zach Moss are even doing on here. I don't know. If I'm going to be honest, there's a lot of interchangeability here with B and C tier, and I'm just doing Zeke Elliott dirty. He shouldn't even be on this list. Like, Zeke Elliott shouldn't be on this list. I should have Bucky Irving in here, and Zeke shouldn't be on it. So I'm kind of just shitting on Zeke here. Zeke, you can have C tier. Nobody gets D tier. You know, we're all friends here. I do want to talk about the rookies, though. So this is how I do it. If I'm being honest, here's the only thing that matters for running backs. S tier is Saquon. A+ tier is Bijan, Jameer, Derrick Henry, and Christian McCaffrey. A tier is just a shit ton of guys who are good, but not on these fives level. And I'm completely fine with that. Everybody else are just like plug and play running backs. That's the way I see it. Breece Hall, Kyron, Jonathan Taylor, Montgomery, Josh Jacobs, these guys can change the outcome of games. The A+ guys virtually determine the game plan. Saquon Barkley's in a league of his own. Everyone else over here, dude, fuck, whatever. Give me him and he'll run a halfback dive and we'll take our 3 yards. Can we talk about the rookies? I'm not going to pretend like I know all these guys because I don't. I'm putting Scadaboo in A tier. Here's the thing. On paper, like if you're an analyst, Scadaboo actually looks like shit. Hear me out. Scadaboo fought his heart out at ASU and I loved watching him, and that guy's a psycho. His jump cut takes 4 business days to arrive. Like, lateral movement is so bad. He's almost a fullback. He's almost a fullback. I still really like him. I'm giving him A tier, but I don't know how he's gonna pan out in the league. I really do not. He's on the Giants right now, so he's behind Tyrone Tracy. And Tyrone Tracy was pretty productive, but not that productive. There's a world where Scadaboo gets the starting reps for the Giants. There's a world. I think the only other A tier, well, actually, I've got 2 A tiers. I've got 2 A tier running backs that are in this class, and that is Caleb Johnson and Amari Hampton. So remember, like, this doesn't perfectly transfer over because I'm not saying that these 3 are as good as all the guys in A tier here, but I just mean out of the dynasty rookies. I would probably put Genty in A+ tier, and then I would put these 3 in A or B. No, I'm not putting Scadaboo in A. Actually, no, I'm probably putting these 3 in B tier. They're plug and play until they prove otherwise. There's what? Ollie Gordon, Dylan Sampson. You've got Quinshon Judkins and Travion Henderson. I don't know these running backs well enough. I'm just going to be MM casual and just start saying shit if I start saying shit. So I can't be doing that. From like a true running back perspective though, so Scadaboo is not going to be the starter. It's going to be Tyrone Tracy. Maybe he works his way in. Amari and Hampton is in a different league because Amari and Hampton is on the Chargers, who also picked up Najee Harris. I think Amari and Hampton, outside of Ashton Genty, will be getting instant reps. Caleb Johnson still got to fight Jalen Warren for his starting spot, so we'll see. But Harbaugh has already come out and said that Amari and Hampton and Najee are splitting the backfield. I'm really excited to see that. I think Amari and Hampton is going to beat out Najee. I think Amari and Hampton ends up winning that spot. The only other guy that, like, let me think of guys who are, like, legitimately going to get reps. That's kind of the problem here. Quinshon Judkins should get reps. I'm going to leave it here. Before I start sounding like a big mega giga casual, I'm leaving it here. Okay, what are my concluding notes here? Saquon Barkley owns your poverty franchise. Bijan Robinson will soon own your poverty franchise. Derrick Henry and McCaffrey can pretty much only go down the list at this point. Jahmyr Gibbs can go up to S tier, but he'd really have to prove it. I think Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be an A+ tier for a while. I don't see how he gets to S. Maybe. Out of the A tier guys, can any of you get to S tier? Maybe Achane, maybe Devon Achane, maybe James Cook. I think Jacobs, Mixon, Montgomery, Taylor, Jones, Kamara, Kenneth, all are kind of out. I don't think they can really hit that S tier. Maybe Kyron or Breece. As for the B tier guys, I just don't see it, guys. I'm sorry. I just don't see it for any of you. Maybe Jonathan Brooks. C tier guys, you know what? Enjoy your check. You make $1 bazillion and you play a backyard football game. It's kind of fucking lit, all right? So don't come yapping at me, bro. Don't come yapping at me because Trey Benson's in C tier, all right? Don't come yapping at me. I need to go take my medication because it's been 2 days and I'm starting to float. All right. I love you guys. Goodbye!